Three, two, one. What's up, guys? Ben Carpenter here with the Practice Perfect Journal, and welcome again to another episode of the Practice Perfect Journal. Here, it's my job to go out, find, research, and test the best information out there when it comes to high performance and skill acquisition. So no matter if you're just starting out or are looking to take your skills to the next level, there will definitely be something here for you to help, way to botch the intro, to help you progress faster and further than ever before. Aside from that slight hiccup, it is Monday, the last Monday of 2019. I don't know, it just feels like another Monday to me. We were talking at work. My boss was asking me, he's like, oh, what are you going to be doing for the New Year's, for tomorrow? It's like, going out, doing anything? I was like, probably not. Maybe getting some drinks. I don't know. It's like, what do you mean you don't know? It's like, I don't know. It's just another day for me. It's just an excuse to go out and drink. I mean, I will take those. But overall, enjoy it, reflect, and really plan what I want to have happen in the coming year and the next decade. Definitely have some big ideas of things that I want to actually have happen. It's like 2020 is the year where I'm going full on out into actually achieving some of the goals that I've been setting for myself the last 2 years. Like, I've made slight progress a little bit on some of them, but I never quite got there, right? I never quite hit terminal velocity. I never hit the escape. I was never able to escape orbit and really achieve the results that I wanted to achieve with those things. Excuse me. But I feel like 2019 was a good year in terms of kind of prepping myself in terms of like the work ethic, in terms of starting to see what I actually need to do to become successful in the ways that I want to become successful. So getting back on healthy diets and exercising and working this side gig to eventually turn this into a full-time gig of PPJ, and then PPJ, Practice Perfect Journal, obviously. But then also pursuing other things. So I know some of the things that I wanted to pursue are stuff like I want to become an expert of meta learning, like an expert of meta learning. So like, how can I become top 5% in a category or in a skill set in the general population in like 6 months, and really follow the framework that Tim Ferriss laid out in a lot of his stuff. So the 4-Hour Chef has a big block in the beginning of the book that really lays it out. So I'm going to be testing some of those stuff heavily in 2020. Two of the things that I'm going to be doing currently. Yesterday, I started a challenge for myself about learning the guitar. So I'm utilizing some of Tim Ferriss's ideas and frameworks around learning quickly of this meta learning process in terms of guitar. And then I wanted to take that and spend 20 minutes every single day practicing, and then seeing how good I can get over the course of 2 months. And my hypothesis is that I can get pretty freakishly good in terms of just what it is, like 20 minutes a day for 2 months, which is not that much time. It's 20 hours cumulative. And not practicing more, not practicing less, practicing just 20 minutes on the dot. So see how that goes. But I just got some weird stuff like that going on. And hopefully doing more of that into 2020, but we'll see how things go. But I wanted to talk about, so there was this quote that, again, I was watching a video on Tim Ferriss, on the Tim Ferriss Show, and he did his own TV series that didn't make it to television, so he ended up buying all the rights to it and just putting it out there for free. So you can I think it's just Tim Ferriss Show, or no, not Tim Ferriss Show, but the Tim Ferriss Experiment, something like that. But in one of his episodes, he was talking to this girl, and she was having commitment issues in terms of they were trying to get her to do a backflip, and she just wasn't committing to go all the way. Like, she would get 80% of the way backwards, but she kept grabbing onto the ropes, right? And So what they did, they put her in like this big trampoline thing with ropes attached to her, so that way they could like make sure to keep her from falling straight on her neck. And she would, like, if this is her, right, we'll say this is her head, and that's a pen, so I have, if you're listening, I have a pen with the clicky part on top. I don't know, what do you call it? I don't know. But she would flip, and she would turn almost, she'd be like feet almost up like this. So feet are basically straight up and down almost. But she would freak out and grab the ropes that were holding onto her. So then she would kind of stymie right about here, or even like right about here. She never quite made it all the way around. And they said something that really stuck with me. And Tim said, giving 80% is like giving 0%. It isn't enough to hit orbit. You have to really, you have to reach escape velocity. And to do that, you have to commit. So utilizing her, he was saying like she has to commit to going all the way around. So that way she hits that full 360, which is theoretically escape velocity for whatever you're trying to do. So she wasn't doing it because she was scared, right? Because it's like freaky to like flip upside down like that. But I think that that's just something that we all have to deal with. It's just kind of that fear of going that extra step is committing to jumping off the cliff, right? And jumping off the cliff and growing wings on the way down and hoping that we can learn to fly before we hit the ground. And again, that's why I'm doing a lot of the stuff I'm doing in 2020, because I don't want to be a dabbler anymore. And why this can apply to you is if you have this thing that you want to be doing, right? If you want to be playing music, or you want to be learning this new instrument, or you want to be mastering your craft. I know a lot of people, like myself included, for a long time, I just kind of dabbled. I thought I was practicing. I thought I was spending all this time on my instrument and getting better, when in reality it was like, no, I really wasn't. I was self-medicating by playing the instrument. Like I was playing like the same 4, 5, 6 songs every single day, or every other day, or twice a week, or however infrequently my practice quickly became. And I just wasn't committing. Like I would try and practice and try and learn and try and go the next level, but I would burn out within like 5 minutes because it wasn't fun, right? I felt like I was a bad player. I had a lot of the fixed mindset stuff that I've talked about before, where I'm just like, oh, my skill set is at this threshold and I have to play stuff I'm already good at so I can feel good about my skill level and blah, blah, blah. It's just not how you're going to move the needle. And in doing big things with your life or my life or whoever's life is going to require committing and actually giving up a lot of those things. So going back to looking at how can I remove things that don't move the needle in my life? So how can I remove excess video games? How can I remove excess TV? How can I remove all the garbage that I eat and put in my body? How can I remove all that stuff to help me move the needle faster and actually hit that escape velocity, hit orbit? Because once you hit orbit, like 90%, like so when a rocket takes off, right? I think it's like 90% of its fuel or something obscene like that. 90% of its fuel is burnt up just trying to escape orbit. Once you're out of orbit, it's like 5-10% of its fuel just kind of coasting. I'm not saying that once you get out of orbit to start coasting, but it's just that initial launch that's really, really hard. And you gotta go 100%. Same thing, like it's the same thing with like learning your instrument or with losing weight, right? You can't go to the gym like once a week and get shredded, right? You go consistently. You give 100%, and then that's how you eventually show up one day and you're like, dang, I look good, right? Same thing with your instrument. Same thing with practice. You don't just practice every once in a while. You gotta commit to it. You gotta practice, and you gotta get after it day after day after day. And a lot of the days are not going to be fun. Again, it's that idea of discipline, right? It's doing the stuff that you don't want to do, but that's good for you, right? It's like no one enjoys eating spinach, but spinach is good for you, so you should eat it, right? No one enjoys dieting or having a healthy diet to begin with, but eventually you can grow to enjoy it. Same thing with practice, right? You can grow to enjoy practicing because you can grow to enjoy feeling that growth and seeing your improvement over time. Like, why not? Like, I think a lot of people have this negative connotation around practice where it's like, I don't want to practice, it's painful, right? Like going to the gym is painful. It's like, going to the gym can be awesome if you let it. And practice can be awesome too if you let it. But again, it comes down to this initial launch phase where you have to commit and really do what you have to do to hit orbit, to hit that escape velocity. So, bit of a short one today. That's what I got for you today. I got to get day number 2 of the 20-day or 60-day guitar challenge done, and hopefully check that out if you're interested whenever that gets posted up. I don't know if I'm going to do a daily kind of thing, like a daily vlog kind of thing with it, or if I'm just going to do it all in one go in one video. I might do a daily vlog progress thing. I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. So we'll figure that out as we go. Maybe I'll do it bi-weekly. Who knows? So I got to do that next, and then I got to actually sit down and practice my own instrument, so I'm not just talking nonsense and I'm the bullshit artist who is like, do all these things that I don't do. I don't believe in that shit. Shit tilts me, right? Like, remember, like, you read a book and you're just like, I don't believe that this dude does half the shit that he's saying, right? I've read plenty of books on practice and that, and some of the stuff seems kind of like filler nonsense, so not into that. Not into the filler nonsense. I'm into the stuff that works. And that's all I really want to give you guys, is stuff that has worked for me, or stuff that I think about and ponder. So, all right, I'm done babbling. I will see you in the next one. Guys, remember, always practice perfect. Perfect practice makes perfect. So, take it easy.